From the smallest to the biggest egg in the world, today we're cooking every type of egg. And starting off with the world's smallest egg. Caviar are prized eggs that come from sturgeon fish. Sevruga sturgeon specifically produce the tiniest eggs of all and come in at 3 cents per egg. Believe it or not, each egg is 0.000006 the size of the biggest egg we'll be tasting today. It is time for egg, or should I say eggs, number 1. You guys are very lucky with this one. I don't know if I can say that for the rest of the video, but either way, caviar.
Wow, that is horrible.
What?
No, it's pretty good.
Yeah, if you've never had caviar before, it's like creamy, it kind of pops in your mouth.
It's almost like a mini egg yolk, but saltier. It's creamy, it's umami, it's delicious.
That particular caviar is also one of the highest qualities you can get. So needless to say, we're off to a strong start. With a massive jump in size, we're moving on to salmon caviar. They kind of look like little eyeballs with that little dot inside, which is the baby fish. But known as ikura or red caviar, salmon eggs are often marinated in soy and sake. They're very common in Japanese and Russian cuisine, and I've found that you either love them or hate them. Well, the eggs have grown in size dramatically, though they're still very small. We have some salmon caviar musubi.
These are my favorite.
I'm getting like boom, 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 boom.
Little fishy gushers bursting in your mouth. I think I like it honestly more than the caviar.
Really? If you can get over the kind of strange texture, they're quite salty, but in a good way.
It's almost like those popping boba that you can get at froyo places.
Yes. While very different than the vast majority of eggs we're gonna have today, another very strong contender. We have made it to eggs with a shell. This is the quail egg. Quail are similar to chickens and are known to have a slightly more rich and gamey flavor. With 1.4 billion quail farmed annually, their eggs are considered a delicacy in many areas of the world. You can find them hard-boiled in South America, eaten raw in Japan, and braised in meat dishes in China. But today I decided to see how they tasted cured in salt. Salt-cured quail egg yolks. But what I'm most excited about is the steak.
Wow, that's so good. It's rich, it's creamy. It's seasoned, but in something that's richer and creamier than salt in a really good way.
Almost like a cheese. Like if you had a grass-fed steak or a steak without much marbling, this would be an excellent addition to it. It adds that richness. I don't necessarily think it tastes different than like a chicken salt-cured egg yolk.
Yeah, you can't tell that it's a different type of egg.
Needless to say, if you've never tried making a salt-cured egg yolk, it's extremely easy and absolutely worth it. And this one is a weird one to say the least, even for me. Up next we have rattlesnake eggs. They come connected sort of as a unit and have a very strange appearance. OGs on the channel will know that these look very similar to something we cooked in the past. And if I remember correctly, it was a bit of a dangerous experience. They clearly do not have a traditional shell to them. They're almost squishy. Feel like they're gonna pop at any moment. I really hope these things don't explode on me. They smell terrible when they're not cooked. They smell so much worse through the cooking process. This is a toughie. We're left with some perfectly hard-boiled rattlesnake eggs.
Yummers.
And this is what they look like cooked, firmed up substantially. Let's see what's going on the inside here. There's no yolk in here. Kind of looks like a bean or something. A little bit of a skin. I cannot believe we're about to eat this.
Not only do they look disgusting, but they kind of smell like garbage.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Nope.
It is firm.
Nope. Nope.
It's really
Absolutely
firm.
not.
Chalky, like dense though.
And juicy at the same time.
It's just like gamey or something, like reptilian-like.
Like what you think snake eggs would taste like.
That's what they taste like, yeah.
It tastes like something you shouldn't eat.
They are most certainly a no.
Please, next one.
Throw these away. This is not in fact a ping pong ball, rather a turtle egg. It has a super soft shell, almost like an uninflated basketball or something. Based on my research, it's important to cook these through, so boiled them for about 15 minutes. Thought the rattlesnake eggs smelled bad. I don't even know if it's worse, better. It's just so strong and potent, and we haven't even cracked into them yet. Let's open them up. Come here. Oh, why? We cooked these for 15 minutes, so it's definitely cooked through. Why does it look like that? It's like a giant yolk, but the white is still so soft. I'm telling you, we cook these things as much as you can cook something. All right, guys, I apologize in advance for this one. This is a mandatory glove up.
I think I was off.
They're like deflated ping pong balls.
Why they're so wet.
Oh, it pops.
Pops.
Oh, these are really juicy ones.
Cheers.
It honestly doesn't taste like much.
It tastes like over-dried cornbread that is umami.
It's a perfect description.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like spongy. It's almost like an ammonia aftertaste.
I would say it's a little bit like musky, you know?
What does musky mean?
I don't know.
The biggest issue for me is knowing that it's turtle eggs, and it doesn't taste good at all. Needless to say, we will very happily be moving on. And next up we have the chicken egg. Now, believe it or not, all the stores in my area are completely sold out, so I'm actually gonna show you guys how to harvest one from the wild. Okay, so if you keep quiet, let's see if we can catch ourselves a wild chicken. I know they're here. I know they're in Miami. Oh, I see one. I see one. Give me your egg! That's how you do it, boys. The most basic egg of all, the chicken egg, with an attempt at quite possibly the most complicated technique known to man. It's called omu rice that you've probably seen on the internet, and we'll start with 3 eggs that I whipped up. Okay, and welcome to this week's episode of Can Max Make an Extremely Complicated Technique That Takes Years of Practice and thousands of trials on his very first try.
You serious?
In with the ghee. We'll throw in the eggs and start rapidly mixing. Okay, trying to separate the sides and kind of roll it up before I overcook it. You kidding me with this right now? This might be perfect.
Let's see that runny interior.
Yeah, we want the perfect runny interior. Ready? I mean, it's not perfect, but am I allowed to say I think this is actually pretty good? Still having flashbacks to the last 2 eggs we ate, but fortunately we are in standard territory. We have the freshest egg possible, literally harvested like an hour ago. Dig in, guys.
That was a big chicken.
Yeah, is this 1 egg from him?
Hey, not bad for my first time.
Yeah,
Though. Can we be realistic?
That was
about
actually impressive. I think you have to make this hundreds of times to get good.
That is so good.
I'm really impressed. Like the way Max was
Working it?
flick of the wrist to get that thing nice in a circle.
It almost has the texture of like a scrambled egg, but a little more soft. Like an over easy scrambled egg. I'm loving this though, holy sh**. Hopefully I still have room after this because I am thoroughly enjoying it, but either way, let's move on. Moving up in size and exoticness, this is a Muscovy duck egg. It is definitely bigger than your average chicken egg, but it's also way more smooth. Like the texture is completely different. There's like 0 friction, it's so weird. Oh my God, we got twins. I found twins. This is my first ever twin egg. No freaking way.
Aren't they magnificent?
Here's one. Oh no, they're all breaking. Well, it was a twin. Let's crack open another one here. Way thicker shell than a regular chicken. Oh my God, it's another double. Are these all freaking twins? What? I've cooked hundreds, if not thousands of eggs. I've literally never seen a twin before, and so far we're 2 for 2 with these Muscovy ducks. Muscovy ducks are commonly raised for human consumption, but are quite strange looking. They have a distinctive red textured face like a turkey, but I've heard the eggs are amazing, so we're making soy cured egg yolks. So I'm adding more of these Muscovy duck eggs, and the weird thing is I found my first non-twin, and the yolk is like twice the size. It's almost like they combined into one giant yolk. We got big ones, we got small ones, we got twins, but either way, we'll let them cure. After 4 days in the cure, they've firmed up significantly, but still have a jelly-like texture to them, which is what we're looking for. Well guys, the size of the birds continued to increase. Next up we have Muscovy duck soy cured eggs. These are actually the ducks that live all around our area.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That is amazing.
I wouldn't know it's an egg yolk, but it has a really cool texture. It's like really thick jam.
Yeah, jammy.
A lot of good soy flavor, and it honestly works really well with a plain thing like white rice because it gives it so much flavor. I really like that one.
I want to eat this all day. It's so good. It's just like the gooiness makes it feel comforting.
It's not runny. It definitely has this thickness to it. So unique. I'm blown away. This is fantastic. That was another winner. Let's move on. Quite possibly the best tasting poultry in the world. Next up we have a Peking duck egg. Slightly bigger than the Muscovy duck egg, though the appearance and shell texture are virtually identical. Peking ducks are extremely popular in America due to their mild flavor that is a lot less gamey than others. It's a breed that originated in China, so I'm making tea eggs, a popular dish I ate for breakfast almost every day when I lived overseas. You combine a bunch of aromatic seasonings with tea for a super tasty liquid. Next up, we'll get our hard-boiled then cooled eggs and gently crack them. Just like this, so it's nice and cracked all throughout. Finally, we'll place our hard-boiled cracked eggs into that spiced tea to marinate. And just like that, our tea eggs are done. And we're left with tea eggs that have this flavorful marbling running throughout. An absolute blast from the past with these tea eggs. Me and Cal used to eat them all the time when we lived in China together. But these ones are ginormous.
They smell so good.
Wow.
So good.
The flavor is so perfectly how they are in China. The smell, the flavor, the texture. But the thing is, they're so big, there's almost all these layers in the egg.
But it just has this like creaminess that you don't get with a normal chicken egg.
I'd say the yolk is creamier, but the white part is almost more gel-like not as soft and nice as a chicken egg.
Also, I feel like as the eggs get bigger, the yolk is like a larger percentage of the egg.
Yeah.
The yolk is so big in that egg. If you like yolk, you probably like these more.
All that said, Peking duck is absolutely delicious when it's roasted, and turns out their eggs are phenomenal as well. It must be Thanksgiving because next up, it's a turkey egg. And this one is absolutely beautiful with those brown specks. Wow, it's way harder than a normal egg. What? Looks exactly like a chicken egg, though slightly bigger. I really want to taste the flavor with this one, so I'm gonna poach, gently swirling so it holds its shape. And we'll assemble a simple turkey eggs Benedict with some velvety hollandaise and that perfect runny yolk. Going into this, for some reason, I don't think...
Sorry.
Dude. For some reason, I never mentally comprehended that turkeys also laid eggs just like chicken. Why don't we eat turkey eggs?
They also seem smaller than I would have thought. I don't love it.
Really?
I don't really like eggs Benedict.
I think this is my favorite one of the day.
The sauce on top of the egg and then the bread, I'm like,
Yeah, I love it. I also really like English muffins. I don't want to use the word gamey because it's not really gamey, but it's a little bit different than a chicken egg.
Slightly mixed reviews, but at least in my opinion, if you can get your hands on turkey eggs, absolutely worth trying. We've had duck, now it's goose.
Got him!
Coming in at 3 times the size of a chicken egg, I'm gonna keep this one simple and go with sunny side up. I mean, it just dwarfs the size of a regular chicken egg. Whoa, what? Started out scrambled. All right, scratch the sunny side up idea. I guess we're going omelet. Okay, it's pretty good actually. Got so caught up cooking that goose egg, forgot to season, but nothing time can't fix. Time for the big goose egg.
That tastes way different than a normal egg.
This is just like egg in its truest form almost.
I like this so much more than just the chicken egg. It's almost like there's just flavor coming from all directions, and that yolk is creamier.
MSG egg.
Honestly,
As we've gotten bigger, the yolks seem to be getting creamier and more flavorful. The whites are kind of getting weird. They're not quite as thin and like consistent in texture. Italian Parmesan straight off the wheel versus like the jar.
yes.
Clearly, we love it. And next up we have Balut, AKA fertilized duck egg, AKA the one I'm actually least excited about. As some of you guys remember, I did eat this one before. There is a fetus inside of this egg.
Is this the duck? Look at that, you can see kind of.
And we've let it boil for about 15 minutes, ready to get cracked open. Ooh, it's hot still. Hot balut egg, hot balut egg. Yeah, it doesn't smell good. I know people eat these and enjoy them. Maybe the second time around, I'll have a better experience. Full disclosure, if you do not want to see a duck fetus, now is the time to fast forward. Juicy.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Oh, I see the hands. Look, there's the freaking eyes. Okay, there's the bill. There's the bill. That right there is literally a baby duck. And now that I have exposed the fetus, I get to enjoy.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
We're not doing it. Just cut to the time I ate it the first time to get the full reaction. Does not taste like a hard-boiled egg, dude. It tastes like a fetus. Clearly that balut was not for me, but what is always a 10 out of 10 is Max Jerky. And if you are interested in supporting the channel, this right here is the best way to do it. Also, drop a comment and like this video because I'm giving away 10 bags of our brand new unreleased flavor to one person for a little New Year's Eve giveaway, and we appreciate the support. We are moving up to some truly massive eggs. Now, to be honest, before this, I had no idea what a rhea bird is. Apparently they're a thing, and this is their egg. It has this beautiful pastel yellow color, and weirdly, I can really feel the yolk moving around in there. It feels like there's something like solid within it. Should be interesting to see what happens when we crack it open. Oh, there she is.
That's a fat yolk. Holy sh**.
With this rhea egg, the plan is to make Gordon Ramsay's famous scrambled eggs. Cold pan, I'll add in some knobs of butter. We'll get the heat on and start mixing. Wow, this thing is freaking crazy. Look at that. Constantly mixing, and every once in a while getting it off the heat to slowly come up to temp and keep it super creamy. But there's no caramelization happening at the bottom of the pan. That's the key. Nice and custardy, and looks like they are just about done. Now we'll just add in a little creme fraiche and mix it in. Then we'll hit it with salt and the chives. And we'll plate up those super custardy and smooth eggs. Oh, this is called a rhea, like a Daya. First name's Daya, his last name.
It's not even like egg anymore.
It's my favorite type of egg.
Did I undercook them, or is a rhea egg just naturally more creamy? Let's find out.
Freaking incredible.
That was insane.
It's like eating the most delicious, rich, buttery egg you can possibly get. Like we mentioned, the yolk is getting to be such a big portion of these eggs. This is probably 50% yolk, and it tastes incredible.
I mean, did you see the way it came out of the egg? It's like, it had to squeeze out.
When you make it this way, they taste creamy no matter what, but this is like creamy, creamy.
This is by far the most different to a chicken egg that we've tried.
It is just the creamiest eggs I've ever had. It's time to move on, and we have reached the truly crazy ones. And we have made it to quite easily the most stunning looking egg of the day. It's also the most rare. This one comes from a dinosaur. Okay, it didn't actually come from a dinosaur, but it kind of looks like it did. This is an emu egg. The color is just absolutely beautiful with those kind of blues, greens, and those little speckles. I almost don't want to crack into it. It is just so beautiful. And for reference, you can see it is significantly bigger than a chicken egg. And to crack it open, I'm going to use the back of my knife. Wow, this is a very dense egg. I do want to be pretty gentle with this to keep the yolk whole. Why did I call it a yolk? Keep the yolk whole. Doesn't look like it, but it sounds like I'm making progress. Throw in the butter. See if we can make this happen. Whoa, look at the size of that yolk. So my goal is to kind of do this like sunny side up. It does seem to be breaking a little bit in there, but we'll see what happens. There seems to be two eyes right here. I mean, it's the perfect smiley face. Not 100% sure, but I think it's done. Let's see if I can plate this baby. Got some really nice fried egg color at the bottom, and that massive yolk still looks nice and runny. And we'll finish it with some salt and black pepper, and just finish it off with some chives for color. Not the most photogenic sunny side up egg, but all things considered, I'm pretty happy.
Look at the size of that. That single egg fills up an entire like big dinner plate.
It might be the biggest sunny side up egg of all time.
This is my favorite one.
Really weird.
What? The yolk itself is great.
I believe that because as the eggs get so big, the whites are weird and don't hold together. Because whatever I just had tasted pretty gamey.
Flavor-wise, I love it, but as we get bigger and bigger, the texture does start to get a little sketchy.
We found out that it only happens in November, and this year all of the emus were late. So we had to wait until December to get it.
This video has taken a while to film, but the emu did lay his egg, and all is well. But with that said, it is time for the final egg. We have made it to Ostrich, our biggest egg of all, and we have something crazy planned for this one. All dressed up for his big debut. And into the water to boil.
No, 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 no. Wait.
We let this thing boil for a solid hour and a half, but honestly, it's so big, I have no idea if it's actually fully hard boiled. We got the first layer of shell removed. Now we're gonna take off this skin to reveal our perfect dragon egg. Using our cheese slicer. Oh yeah. Ta-da. See if we can gently, oh my God, it's still burning hot somehow. Remove the yolk. That is one massive yolk. Kind of looks like mango. That right there is the cholesterol special. To the yolk, I added mayo, mustard, apple cider vinegar, and salt. Big egg, big black pepper. And we'll mix it up. Tippy seems very confused. For the largest deviled egg imaginable, I'll just squeeze out that yolk mixture to the inside and just finish with paprika.
What we need is a Guinness World Record person to come here and validate this as being the biggest deviled egg naturally made in the world. It's like a 5-pound deviled egg.
That white is so weird.
It's weird, man.
You know what the white reminds me of? Those rubber bouncy balls. If one of those falls apart, the rubber bouncy ball, that's what this is like.
Have you eaten a rubber bouncy ball? Let's start with the positives. The inside tastes great.
Yes.
Tastes like a fantastic deviled egg.
Creamy.
Very creamy. The white is not good. It's like porous almost.
It's just too big to practically be used for anything. It's so cool. Obviously, it shouldn't be made into a deviled egg, but I don't know what else it actually even should be made into because it's just, you need scrambled.
Yeah.
It has to be scrambled.
The major lesson here is you should not be hard or soft boiling an egg like this. However, scrambled up, we've done it before. It tastes amazing. Well, today was absolutely excellent. Really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.